Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, guys. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL buzz in recent days, you've probably heard some rumors that are shaking up the NFC East landscape, and really the entire league. And no, I'm not just talking about the usual off-season chatter. This is something that could reshape the Commanders' strategy, especially considering how their season has been unfolding so far. And I want to dive into one of the most intriguing rumors right now, the potential trade involving Amon-Ra St. Brown from the Detroit Lions to the Washington Commanders. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't just idle speculation. There are some solid signals pointing towards a possible blockbuster that could elevate Washington's offense to new heights and shake up the division. Let's set the scene. The Lions, currently sitting at 7-6, have been riding a roller coaster this season. They've shown flashes of brilliance, especially on offense, but their run game has been surprisingly underwhelming, averaging around 110 yards per game in 2025, which is not exactly what you'd expect from a team with a top-tier offense. Detroit's been heavily reliant on Jared Goff's arm and their dynamic receiving core, but the run game. It's been a bit of a letdown, especially considering the talent they have in the backfield. Now the buzz is that Detroit could be open to trading Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of their most reliable and consistent receivers, in exchange for a first-round pick from the Commanders. This kind of move makes a ton of sense for both sides, especially when you consider the cap situation and the team-building priorities. For Detroit, the idea is to free up some cap space. They're looking at around $19 million in cap room for 2026, and that money could go toward extending Jared Goff's contract. Goff has been solid this season, and the Lions want to keep him happy and secure, especially with the idea of building around him for the next few years. But that also means they might be willing to part with a star receiver like St. Brown, who has been nothing short of spectacular this year. His stats are eye-popping: 95 catches for 280 yards and 10 touchdowns in 2025, with an average of 13. 5 yards per reception and a YAC of 5.8 yards, which puts him among the top 3 wide receivers in the league. His PFF grade is a remarkable 92, and he's been a crucial piece in Detroit's offense, especially in third-down situations, with an EPA per target of plus 0.35. Now, despite these impressive numbers, the Lions are somewhat cautious about the cap hit, around $23 million in 2026, which could complicate their Super Bowl ambitions. They're also prioritizing draft picks, particularly for bolstering their offensive line, as they believe strengthening the trenches is key to sustaining their success. So, a trade for a first-round pick makes strategic sense. The odds for the Lions winning the Super Bowl are currently at plus 1,200, but with the right rebuild and cap management, they could be contenders again soon. It's all about timing and making smart moves. On the other side, the Washington Commanders are sitting at 6-7, and their offense has been inconsistent, especially through the air. They're averaging just 190 passing yards per game, not exactly a dynamic aerial attack. That's where the potential addition of St. Brown comes into play. Imagine, for a moment, what he could do in Washington. His ability to create mismatches, especially in the slot, would significantly elevate the Commanders' passing game. He's a receiver who can run precise routes, find soft spots in coverage, and make big plays after the catch. His presence would open up so much for players like Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin. Projections suggest that adding St. Brown could push the Commanders' receiving yards to over 400 in the upcoming games. His addition would boost the team's EPA per pass from around plus 0.10 to an impressive plus 0.30, meaning the offense becomes more efficient and dangerous. This in turn would create more opportunities for the run game, especially with Brian Robinson Jr. and Antonio Gibson, who are already doing a great job of grinding out yards. Plus, Daniels, the rookie running back, has been a revelation with over 900 rushing yards this season, and the extra attention from defenses on St. Brown would open up even more chances for him, especially on play-action plays, where success rate jumps by around 12%. Let's talk about the tactical side of this move. St. Brown's ability to generate +1. 7 yards of separation per route compared to the current WR2 on Washington would be a huge upgrade. That's a massive improvement, and it would significantly reduce punts and turnovers, making the offense more consistent. It's similar to what the Rams experienced with Cooper Kupp, a receiver who can turn a game around on any given play. His addition would add roughly 190 extra yards of offensive production in 2023, according to some projections, and that kind of impact can't be overstated. Strategically, the Commanders' offense has been somewhat predictable, relying on short, quick routes to move the chains. Adding a receiver of St. Brown's caliber forces defenses to rethink their coverages, freeing up deeper shots for Dotson, who's projected to reach around 250 yards in the final stretch. This transformation turns what's been a predictable offense into a dynamic, multi-dimensional attack that can strike from anywhere on the field. Now, looking at the odds, the Super Bowl LVII futures have shifted dramatically, from +2,500 all the way down to +1,000, with St. Brown as a reliable target against tough secondary defenses like the Cowboys, who allow roughly 220 passing yards per game. With his addition, the Commanders' chances of winning crucial third downs would improve by around 15%, which is a huge boost for a team trying to clinch their first playoff spot in a while. The move also signals a clear intent from Washington's front office to make a serious playoff push and build a powerhouse offense that can go toe-to-toe with anyone. And let's not forget the broader implications. This trade would echo the Diggs era in Buffalo, where a game-changing receiver elevated the entire offense and helped push the Bills to Super Bowl contention. For Washington, acquiring St. Brown could be the catalyst for a similar renaissance, turning the team into a genuine contender for the Lombardi Trophy in the coming years. It's about making bold, smart moves, and this could be the start of something special. Of course, there are questions about how the Lions see this deal and whether they're truly willing to part ways with St. Brown, especially given his importance to their offense this season. But with the right offer, a first-round pick perhaps, and a focus on cap management, a trade like this could be on the table. Detroit's priority right now is rebuilding their line and maintaining Goff's window, so they might see this as a strategic move to accelerate their rebuild and capitalize on the present. In the end, this potential trade is more than just a transaction, it's a statement. For Washington fans, it's an exciting possibility that could reshape the offense and give us a real shot at postseason glory. For Detroit, it's a chance to capitalize on their current assets and prepare for future success. The NFL offseason is always full of surprises, but one thing is for sure. If this move happens, it will be a game changer. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So guys, what do you think about this potential blockbuster? Would you welcome Amon-Ra St. Brown to the Commanders? Do you think it's a smart move for both teams? Personally, I believe it could be a turning point, a move that sets Washington up for a bright future and makes us serious contenders in the NFC. The offseason is always filled with surprises, but this one feels like it could be a perfect storm for the Commanders to finally take that next step towards Super Bowl glory. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. We're in this together, and with moves like this, the future looks incredibly promising. Let's keep supporting our team, stay passionate, and keep dreaming big, because the best is yet to come.